Hello, brother. So I also was a bodybuilder. I did very similar things. I was in prison for much of my life, and I spent 30 years of my life at least suffering and honestly believing I was something completely other than I actually am, and that I now know I am 5 years after similar events as what you're experiencing began to happen to me, which led up very quickly into a total transformation, a total awakening. So first of all, this is what's happening to you. This is the beginning stages of awakening, okay? This is only an opening for you. The yoga trip didn't lead to it. It was only an opening for your higher self to begin to give you a little more experience of yourself. The colors and patterns and all that you're seeing, please understand, these are normal perceptions we have. Completely normal. I see them all the time now, if I want. It depends where I tune in. We have learned to tune out 99.9% of what is available to us. We were programmed to stay there in the schools and by society and in the religions and by science, and all of it kept us programmed into a very narrow bandwidth of belief. So, what has happening to you, these early experiences are to show you that there is more. And ask you the question, are you willing and do you desire to find out what that more is? If the answer is yes, if the desire has been ignited in you, if this has shaken your certainty in what reality is enough that you will not let it go, then your life will be transformed completely and utterly into a reality that simply cannot be described. You just simply wouldn't believe it. So, awakening is the most blessed possible experience that could happen. It also is very traumatic and can be very difficult. So, like I say, this is an opening. This is an opportunity for you to find out what's really going on. I mean, wouldn't you like to actually know? Wouldn't you like to actually not have to ask a scientist or a priest or a voodoo doctor or a monk, what's real? What is God? What is after death? Where do we go? What was I before? What will I be later? Who am I really? Because these are questions that you must answer, and only you can answer. So good luck to you. Welcome home. Let me also add, before anyone gets confused, that what it really means to wake up, okay? And it does, first of all, waking up is not the same thing as enlightenment, and I'm not going to discuss enlightenment in this video. But to wake up is to realize that you are not the personality that you thought you were, that is programming. To realize that you are not just the body, that there is more than that. To realize that you're just not this body-mind complex, that you are not what you've told you have been, that there is much, 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 much more to you. Now, when I say to realize that, though, this is where many people have confusion, because there are many people who say they are woke or awake or have woken up, and they actually have not, although they may be coming there, because generally, although not always, Waking up will be preceded by a period of seeking to wake up, or reality being seen through a little bit, or old patterns being released enough that one can then expand into something new. But viscerally, we can understand what to wake up means by the analogy that's often used in non-duality, which is when you were dreaming. If, for instance, you were dreaming that you were a tiger, and anyone who has had dreams that they are an animal and remember them, you will know you can have dreams and they truly feel like you are a tiger or a bird. And now, of course, I know why, but just we'll leave that for now. So if you were dreaming that you are a tiger, though, and you wake up, at the moment you awaken, you know you are no longer a tiger, that was a dream. And you know that you are now a man, that this is reality. Like if someone was in the room with you when you woke up from the dream of being a tiger, and they said to you, you're not a man, this is a dream, you're really a tiger dreaming that you're a man, you wouldn't believe it. You wouldn't believe it. You're utterly convinced when you awaken from a dream that this is reality and that was a dream. Okay, in that same way, that waking, that goes all the way through you. See, it's realized by the self. It's not realized in the mind by adding a belief. Oh, I am awake because the things I believed weren't real. That belief may also be accompanied by, or that thought may be produced by the ego at the time of awakening to try to claim it. But the awakening itself happens beyond the ego, because the awakening is to the realization that the personality and ego is unreal. It's just a bunch of programming of beliefs and ideas. You see, because a belief cannot empower you. It cannot. It only seems so sometimes. See, first of all, we could say that there are negative beliefs and positive beliefs. But this is only subjectively true from a certain perspective. Because beliefs inherently are the opposite of knowledge. When I say I believe something, it means I do not know. So every belief that we add to us, then, because when we started our journey, however long ago, we started from knowledge. We came from truth. Well, since we came from truth, then our soul started from truth, then every belief that they add to you as a child, every belief that you accept about the universe that isn't true, because again, all of these beliefs that humans have are only true from human perspectives. And that's the very truest of them. Most of them are outright lies, outright deceptions. But those that are the truest of them, that are most in alignment, are only true from human perspectives and are not the truth themselves, which we had and which we are. So starting from the position of truth, we took on beliefs about the universe that aren't true, and every one of them made us smaller. Every one of them limited our scope of what was possible. Until by the time we got out of their indoctrination schools, all we could think about was what type of occupation could we be in slavery to, basically. No longer were we questioning, like with the eyes of a child of wonder, all the things around us, all the possibilities of the universe, all the possibilities of what we are. No. They had crushed that out of us and forced us into a consumerist mold. So, again, yeah, to awaken is a visceral, deep, instantaneous realization, which must come in silence of life.